Welcome to the 1000 Podcast, a warrior's journey of faith, fighting, and lifelong learning. My name is Blair Perrin. I'm your host, and today's topic is my 3 favorite hacks to get into shape and to stay in shape. And so I think I first want to just say you want to wait till the very end when I begin sharing my last hack. I think it is way overlooked, and it's going to be able to help you make life way easier when it comes to getting into shape and staying in shape. And it might seem obvious, but I feel like less than 50% of people actually utilize it. And so my first hack for you is to find a movement or an exercise that you enjoy. I feel like that is so overlooked. When you begin to think about what it takes for you to get into shape, I think for most people, they think, hey, I got to get to the gym and I need to get on a diet plan. I need to go the extreme. I either have to go vegan or I have to go on a keto diet, or I have, these extreme ends. I need to begin fasting. And what is that a reflection of is your relationship with food, right? And let's backtrack a little bit. Let's begin to look at different sports and athletes. When it comes to different athletes, and I know you already recognize this, but begin to think about the body types that perform those sports. And so, there's definitely outliers out there. I have been part of the breaking scene, or have at least observed enough of it to see. So breakdance. And so my wife, Cindy, she has been breakdancing for over a decade, and she's been part of crews. She's traveled the world, and she currently teaches at a school here in Aurora, Colorado called School of Breaking. Well, as I have been taking classes, going to jams where people from all over come to battle, right? And so sometimes it's like one-on-one ciphers. Sometimes it's crew battles. So you could have like 3 to 5 plus on each team, and then they dance it out. You probably saw it on the Olympics this last year, 2024. Pretty amazing stuff. And why I want to say about the outliers of body types is that, man, in breaking, in dance, you can see so many different body types, from really skinny to hefty, and the amount of dynamic movement that they're able to do, even at a heavier level, they can do way more than I can. And I think it's really amazing. But when you look at sports in general, and let's take football, for instance, when you look at an athlete who performs in football, trains in football, whether it is, at a college or professional level, you begin to see like giant thighs, right? You got giant legs, and they're often pretty big, muscular. Some are quite thick, and the type of training that they do is like a HIIT type training, right? So they're going 100% for a short amount of time, and then they're resting, and they're going 100% for a short amount of time and resting. That's football. And then you begin to look at something like distance running, like cross country, or biking, cyclists, that they have to do an activity for a long period of time. You could be riding for a half hour up to an hour. There's definitely those sprints, but when you go into like triathlons, marathons, you look at the body type, it needs to be And look at the higher levels. I think about look at the higher levels because they've been doing it consistently enough at a professional level that their body has to adapt to what the sport needs for them to get to the top, right? To be able to win that sport, to be efficient and fast at a cross country sport, at a triathlon, at a marathon. Well, you're not going to be able to carry the amount of weight as you do as a football player doing that. Not saying a football player can't step out of their zone and run that race, but are they going to, with that body type, be able to do that efficiently and win at that highest level? I don't think so. And so the same thing goes to getting into shape for us. And this is an invitation for exploration. And what I'm trying to say is, what are different things that you might want to try, whether it is like Zumba fitness, or maybe you're doing what else is there? Back in the day, there was Taibo. Maybe you're picking up a martial art. Maybe you are finding yourself doing group classes. Those are great too. And I think there is just an opportunity to be able to find something that you enjoy and love, because if you love what you're doing in movement and you're doing something is always better than nothing, right? Or at least usually something is better than nothing. So that might be for you. Like, man, I like to get out in nature. I like to go hiking, and that's just part of your lifestyle. And that's the key word, is being able to take something and integrate it into your life. And there's a lot of benefits to that. Okay, so can we, I'm going to elaborate even further with that thought. Well, actually, that goes into my number 2. So my number 2 reason, my number 2 hack to be in shape, to get into shape and to stay in this shape, is to find and join a club or a gym. And that being said, I do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. It is something that I picked up, a couple years ago now. And, at the age of, I was, 33, 34. So, at that age, going back into a sport is usually pretty humbling. But the moment that I walked in and tried out this new art, this new way of training, there are some things that began to happen. One is I realized how out of shape I was in that form. Because you can be really in really good shape. You can actually look like you're in shape. We have people that have been in CrossFit, that have entered into the gym, or had been a bodybuilder and entered into jiu-jitsu. And you'll find that their cardio just doesn't, it's helpful, but jiu-jitsu is just a different type of cardio. You have to be efficient in a whole different way. And unless you know the moves, unless you know the art itself, it's going to be difficult. and you might not be winning on the mats. But yeah, joining a club or a gym, because when you surround yourself with people that are like-minded, that are pursuing, it doesn't have to be the same, but similar goals. Everyone that goes to jiu-jitsu has a different reason for training. Some do it for sport, some do it for self-defense, but they are all there to get better at jiu-jitsu or grappling or fighting. Maybe it's MMA. But being surrounded by other people that are going after it too is really helpful, and a little competition is good for us too. I think something that we don't talk about enough is being able to have instructors or mentors or coaches in our life that help propel us to new levels as well. And so maybe that's you getting a gym membership, hiring a personal trainer. That's, yeah, I think personal trainers are really valuable if you can find the one that is good. Because there's definitely people that I see in the gym and they don't know what they're doing. And I mean, like I became a personal trainer when I was in my early 20s. I was inspired by other personal trainers. And can I just say that there's a lot of people that have been athletes that get into personal training because they love working out and they have found how to get in shape for themselves, but they just haven't had the chance to be time tested or pressure tested with working with other clients. And I say that to say that that as like on my journey now, I look back and I think about the clients that I've worked with, the people that I've helped a lot of people, and I've helped a lot of people achieve amazing things. But even now, I feel like I would be a smarter trainer because in my lifetime, I have learned how to um, over, overcome and heal like chronic ankle rolling, and I got that from sports. If you were close to me in the last decade, you knew that I had knee problems and that it was really hard to do anything without having to, like, I would have to not do anything for 3 days. Like, one of the things I enjoyed doing was going out dancing, or going out to a band, and I would just I would dance, or I would help someone move furniture and load trucks, and I would find that I would have to rest for 3 days because my knees hurt so bad. I took myself to the doctor, got x-rays, MRIs, and they discovered nothing, but I was still feeling that pain enough to be like, I actually can't help you because my body is jacked up. Low back problems, so on and so forth. Just recently, my mom and I have been reversing, and I have pretty much reversed all of my arthritis that I've had. And so what I'm saying is that some personal trainers aren't time tested. They haven't gone through the work of having to heal some injuries for themselves. And yeah, so that brings me back. Number two, that was my number two hack, right? Find a club, find people that are going to get you better. And when you enter into if it's not, training in the gym, like strength training, or a modality like that, what jiu-jitsu has done for me was this. It made all the other areas of my life have to go into check. I would have to put them in check, because if I wanted to be able to perform at my highest level, I needed to make sure my diet was on point. I needed to make sure that I'm resting enough. I need to make sure that I am listening to my body and I'm not overtraining. I needed to add in strength conditioning to be able to help prevent injuries. I needed to add in strength training just to be strong, just for the sake of being a little bit stronger, because strength does still matter when you are grappling. Yeah, so find something that you enjoy. That was number one. And then two is find a people that will help you on your journey. Which leads me to number 3, my number 3 hack, I feel like it is overlooked. And I only say that because of who I've even talked to recently, watching both friends and strangers at the gym on treadmills, and they're not getting progress, or they go too hard and then they stop. And that number 1 hack is to begin strength training. That seems so obvious, right? It seems so obvious, but I feel like there's so many people that don't know how to strength train. And which is so understandable because, I was talking to my wife the other day, and she said, if it wasn't for you, I don't know if I would be in the areas where there are free weights and machines, because I'd be a little bit intimidated because I didn't know exactly what to do. And that makes sense. When you go into the gym, if you go to a gym and you begin to, I've been, in multiple gyms, from Planet Fitnesses to bodybuilding gyms. And so you get to see all these different walks of life. And when you look and scan an overall gym, you'll see the cardio machines, the ellipticals, your treadmills. Then you'll look over and you'll see, the weights. And when you look at the body types and you look at some people, and sometimes it's because of steroids, right? But I think most of the time there are people over on the weights that are sculpted, that are looking like they're in shape. And why strength training is so important and that can help you get in shape and to stay in shape is because of building muscle. When you focus on strength, when you focus on building muscle, and you're creating muscle mass throughout your body, it allows you to be able to efficiently burn fat. And so if your diet, and I hate to say diet, I hate to say that word, but with your relationship with food is on point, and you're getting in the amount of calories that you need to get in, and you are getting enough protein, water in your diet, that everything else will begin to shed off. Like, you'll start to lose body fat because of your metabolism. You are raising your metabolism. And so where do some people kind of go wrong when it comes to strength training? And so one is just not knowing how to. Like, that is once again an invitation. Get a personal trainer. Very helpful, very useful. Even you're like, man, Blair, getting a personal trainer, that costs some money that I don't have. I'm not saying that you have to get a personal trainer 3 days a week. I'm saying that maybe you get a personal trainer, like once a week or once a month. You hire them long enough for you to be able to get a routine down, for you to know what good form is and looks like. That way it prevents injury. And there's so many resources online right now, right? And one of those resources I would suggest is, if you haven't heard of them, we have Sal, Adam, Justin out of Mind Pump. It's these 3 gentlemen who have been personal trainers in different areas. One was like athletics. The other one was focused on strength. The other one was focused on bodybuilding. And so, over a lifetime, being able to train clients, be able to speak with each other and look into the sciences of working out and muscle growth, they have really amazing programs. and they have a good head on their shoulder when it comes to what it takes for a person to get into shape and to stay into shape. So, what else? I think when it comes to strength training and weightlifting, and you know, maybe you have weightlifted before, but I have had a friend and then a client and uh, a colleague, and these three circles have done kind of the same thing. They're like, I'm gonna go 110% at the gym. And one or two things happens. They go super hard on their diet and their gym regimen, that they get burnt out really quick, and then they yo-yo, they slingshot back to where they were. And so maybe that means that they lost a lot of weight and gained it all back, or they found themselves getting injured at the gym, or yeah, usually it's like one of those two things, right? And both of those things don't really elicit a opportunity for them to bring strength training into their lifestyle. Yeah. What's awesome about muscle is that you probably hear about muscle memory a lot, but the thing about muscles is that when you build muscle, it takes some time, it takes some effort. And let's say you built muscle for a whole year, and then you took time off and you lost quite a bit of muscle. Well, the next time that you begin to weight lift again, your muscle has memory, right? So you will actually be able to build muscle the next time around 2 to 3 times faster than it took the first time. And there's totally newbie gains. It's something that you've probably heard is like, if someone is very new to strength training, they almost they can do almost any program, right? Any program, and they'll get results. But as you become more and more advanced, you will have to change things up a little bit. So Cindy, my wife, has been working with me in the gym. If you know me personally, or if you know her personally, you can definitely tell she has been losing weight, and she definitely has been gaining strength in the gym. Her weights continue to go up on different things week to week. Now she has a personal life hack, and it's marry a personal trainer. You know, she has the most efficient life hack that you can have, is like being able to go with me into the gym, and I'm able to just relay to her the things that we're going to do for the week, but not only for the week, but for a period of time. And I'm with her and I'm observing, and I can tell even in my own body, I'm like, oh, hey, it's actually around that time where we need to shift things up a little bit. And maybe we are changing rep ranges in order to continue for our bodies to signal that we need to continue to grow and adapt. And yeah, because if you stay in a program too long, let's say you are doing a bro split. So a bro split is let's say you work out Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and you're splitting up your routine, right? You're doing chest on Mondays, right? That is usually the staple. Chest on Mondays. Maybe you're doing back and buys on Wednesday, and then legs on Friday. You know, maybe that is your split, and you've been doing that for years, or maybe that's the program that you've always been doing. Well, I can tell you this: if you have reached plateaus and you can't break those plateaus, all you got to do is switch up your routine a little bit. And for me, I personally enjoy having people do a full body workout, once, when you're beginning, right? Once or once to 3 times a week. And what you're gonna begin to see there is that, one, if you ever miss a day, you've already hit all your body parts. That's awesome. You don't have to miss a day and have to wait a whole week to get back to that day. Second is that you don't have to smash your one body part so hard where you're so terribly sore in the morning that you can't lift up your arms, or you can't sit on the toilet, or you can't get up from your seat, because your legs and your butt hurt so much because of squat day. You just went too ham. You did too many deadlifts, right? And so, yeah, I think those are my 3 favorite hacks. Number 1 is to find a modality of fitness that you enjoy, whether it's a martial art, whether it's a sport, or going to the gym and doing some sort of fitness, right? Number 2 is join a club or a gym. Get around other people. Maybe it's a friend. Maybe it's a group of people that have some of the similar goals that you are trying to attain. Accountability is key, right? And motivation. You let others kind of motivate you. Like on the days that you don't want to go, maybe they want to go, and they're like, "Hey, like, let's get it in, And then number 3 is strength training and how it is underutilized. And I want you to begin to do your research for yourself. What's the importance of muscle growth and longevity of life? Is that going to help you build stability in your body as you age? I am 36 years old and I'm already thinking about longevity. My heart goes out to all those that are older and are at the gym. There are people that are, heck, 60s, 70s, 80s. I don't know if I've met someone that has been 90 at the gym, but I've seen those different age groups be more in shape than me, and they look like they're living life. They're functioning really well, and it looks like and yeah, just the way they move, they don't look like they're hurting all day long or that their posture is so poor. Yeah, strength training is very valuable, and it is an amazing life hack to getting in shape and staying in shape. So that all being said, I hope this episode was valuable. I know we covered a lot of different things with just 3 hacks, right? And so work on your body. It is one of the pillars that I want to continue to help people break through, to help develop, which is body, mind, spirit, and community. And so that being said, here is a free guide for you guys. Here's a free guide for you guys that I created. And then also I have a guide that I created called the Discover Your Reason for Being. And if you haven't checked it out yet, there's a discount code that I'm giving to you, and it is called, the discount code is Ready for Breakthrough. And so if you are feeling lost or stuck and need a little bit of direction in your life, this is something that I've come back to time and time again. It is priced at $55, but I would give it away for free. Right? And I'm giving it away for free. But there's 2 reasons why I have it priced. One is for those that need to pay attention, right? This is an opportunity to be able to invest in yourself. This is an 8-page guide of being able to find and discover your reason for being And then the part 2 is your season for the reason. And that helps you kind of understand the season of life that you're in, and especially when you know your purpose, your mission, your calling, and being okay like where you are in your season. Maybe you're not going 100% on doing that thing, or maybe you don't even know what type of vocation or profession you should be in to allow you to do what you've always been called to do. Anyways, that is a free gift. Number 2, the second reason is that if you wanted to invest in me, I am planning on, and I'm working on it already. I can't wait to be able to share it. There's this hourglass symbol that I've created that kind of begins to flesh out. It'll begin to flesh out the reasons why body, mind, spirit, and community are so important. And I hope to get onto those topics as we continue this podcast. So once again, thank you so much. Thank you so much for just taking the time out of your day. There's nothing more valuable than your time. And I hope this is helpful for you. This is the 1000 Podcast. I'm Blair Perrin, and that is it. Peace out. Boom.